Todd Selig. I'm the administrator for the town of Durham. We've got a great lineup for you this evening of speakers for the grand relighting of the Scammell Bridge. And first we have Governor Sununu. Governor Sununu.
Oh, great. Well, they said it wasn't going to get done, but we got it done. Look, I just got to say, there are so many people to thank as part of this. Whether it's Affinity, Dover, Durham, the folks at DOT who I kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and really it's Commissioner Sheehan, which has really been tireless in terms of doing this in a very productive, very positive way. And we knew it wasn't going to be an easy job to do, but it really is a great example of public-private partnership, something we're trying to push here in the state as hard as we can, whether they're infrastructure projects, development projects, or something as what I would say is simple as lighting a bridge, but no one, Lord knows that everyone knows it is not that simple. But public-private partnerships are a great way to do it, and this is a great example, I think, of just that 21st century way of doing things. So again, I can't take any of the credit for it. It was really an amazing team effort, and the folks that are here, and so many folks that are here, deserve all the credit in the world for making this thing finally happen. So again, thank you, Todd, and thank you to the folks in Dover, and the folks at Affinity especially, for really going the extra mile to make sure that we finally got this done. Thank you, guys.
So next we have the New Hampshire Department of Transportation Commissioner Victoria Sheehan.
Good evening, everyone. It's very exciting and it's a pleasure to be here with you all. First of all, on behalf of the Department of Transportation, both myself and our Director of Operations, Dave Rodrigue, who's with me this evening, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that made this possible. First of all, the City of Dover and the Town of Durham for stepping up and helping to facilitate this, to Eversource, and of course to Affinity. It was their immense generosity that allowed this to be possible. Not only did they agree to step up and pay for the power to operate these lights, they converted 52 lights to LEDs, which is saving a lot of money from an operations perspective, and is a green project, which means it's a win-win for everyone involved. And so really our thanks go to them. They've done a tremendous job. They really have inspired us at the department. We will be looking at other opportunities to convert to LEDs and see future savings. And so we thank them and all the other stakeholders who really made tonight possible. So thank you.
Our next speaker is Senator David Waters. Senator Waters.
Well, thank you, everybody. I have to, if I take 2 steps forward, I'm out of my district, so I better stay back here. This is an extraordinary moment to celebrate what's been done. I know we're going to hear from John and Steve and Renee and others shortly, but if I may say it, here's a classic New Hampshire example of many hands make lights work. Sorry.
That's awesome.
And I think what should be noted too is that it was several years ago that we legislators told DOT to turn off lights. Now, when we do something like that, it's like, oh, but turn them off in somebody else's district, not mine. But here we are, being able to get the lights back on, and I think it's so important that we're honoring Alexander Scammell. He just about took the last bullet in the Revolution, leading his troops down at the Battle of Yorktown, and an extraordinary patriot. It's that kind of revolutionary forward thinking that he was known for. And I think too now we see Affinity is bringing us to another revolution. Here the revolution of energy efficiency, that there's so much progress that can be made, a great product and saving us, and really a revolution for our future. So thank you, Affinity. Thank you for Dover, Durham, Madbury. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Commissioner Sheehan, and let's get these lights on. Thank you.
We now have Steve Lieber from Affinity LED Lighting. Steve.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for being here. We're quite honored to be part of this team and to come to a great result. I would absolutely like to thank City Manager Joyle from Dover for his support, Todd Selig from Durham, also the Commissioner So Dave Rodriguez from New Hampshire DOT Governor, it's an honor to have you here. We really appreciate that. And also Renee for her steadfast commitment to honoring Alexander Scammell, a true patriot and veteran who paid the ultimate price. We understand that and appreciate that because we build quite a few of our lights in Dover, New Hampshire, and those are all assembled by U.S. veterans, and that's our commitment to giving back to the community. So thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. I don't want to forget the people from Eversource also who have played a critical part in this. Paul Ramsey, Sean Boyle, and his team. Thank you very much for doing that as well. Thanks for being here.
So we've got a tremendous delegation from the city of Dover, and John Storer is here to say a few remarks. We also have Mayor Weston and Manager Mike Joyle, and I know a big delegation from the Dover City Council that has like 30 minutes and counting to get to a council meeting. So, John.
Dover! Woo!
Well, thank you. My name is John Stewart. I'm the Director of Community Services here. This is a great evening for Durham and Dover. I've got some thank yous, and I'm worried if I start doing some thank yous, I'm going to forget a few people, but it's great to have the Governor here to recognize the significance of the public-private partnership. Thank you, Governor, for attending. Thank you to Commissioner Sheehan and her staff, especially Operations Director Dave Rodriguez, for having the vision to make this all happen. And Todd Selig, the town administrator, for your passion to keep this idea alive and going. It's just great to see all this. And I saved the biggest thank you for Steve Lieber and the folks at Affinity for your generosity to step forward, not only to change out the lights, but to commit to funding the energy to continue to moving. And I want to point out, Dover is very proud that Affinity calls Dover home. We're going to be embarking with Affinity. You talk about light efficiency. We've got a contract underway starting in November. We're going to be changing out 1,800 street lights. When all said and done, should save the Dover taxpayers about $100,000 a year. So thank you, Affinity. We're very proud to have you in Dover.
We also have a strong delegation here from Eversource, and if I could ask the Eversource representative to come forward, please, to say a few words.
Oh, go ahead. Have fun.
And this is Paul Ramsey. Thank you, Paul.
Good evening, everybody. It wasn't too long ago I got a phone call from a Renee plumber. 45 minutes later, after I hung up the phone, I said to myself, she is on a mission, no question about it. And she explained the project. We put some of our people on it, but it took a lot of folks to make this happen. So our thanks to everybody who participated. Our thanks to Renee from that first phone call for seeing this through. Thank you. And also our thanks to our Eversource employees who were involved. I would also like to recognize Affinity. We have worked with them on other projects. They are simply a class act and a wonderful firm to work with. So our thanks to them for making this a reality. Thank you very much.
And batting cleanup, the woman without whom none of this would have happened, Renee Plummer, if you wouldn't mind saying a few words.
Well, tonight is an honor. And it's an honor, and it also is the way that New Hampshire works. You know, we might be the small state, but we are the largest in heart, and I just want to thank you, Todd. I want to thank Mike Joyle, the Affinity guys. You know, this is how we do it. People want to know, did it happen overnight? No, it never happens overnight. But you know what? We all benefit from it. I mean, it's only in this state that you can make a phone call to the governor, to the commissioner, Eversource, dear Paul Ramsey. Oh, I'm so sorry, I was so mad, but we're okay now. I want those lights on. But one of the biggest things that I love this for is for our children, for the history of New Hampshire, to understand and telling children who Alexander Scammell, with 2 L's, by the way, his last name is spelled with 2 L's. Everybody fix that. So it's absolutely fun to be able to teach this to your children, you know, and them to be proud that here we live in this great state. Congratulations to Dover, to Durham, and to all of us that go over this Alexander Scammell Bridge. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, again, on behalf of the town of Durham, thank you to all of the project partners. You know, this was a team effort. We came together, as is the New Hampshire way, and we got something done. So thank you. Now, in terms of the actual lighting, this is how it's going to work. There's a breaker in back of us, and there's a breaker at the far end of the bridge, and we're going to have someone, I think it's from Eversource, I'm just sort of looking toward the Eversource folks, in place to flip the switch. My understanding is the lights will all come on, they'll go off, and then each light is on its own electric eye or solar cell, and then they'll slowly come on.
That sounds good.
Okay. So, and this is John Brannigan, who's been my contact for a year, who I've never met until tonight, but who's been just fabulous in getting this going. So he's been really fabulous. So what should we do now?
I'm going to send a text to everybody that are throwing the switch, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so I just threw the text. So hopefully these guys got the idea. They're going to throw the switch. One of the guys just texted me. His phone was only at 10%. Don't do the iOS update if you haven't.